Hi, my rosebuds. How are you all doing? I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. You're into your week or the end of your week, and everything is going well for you and the family. I am doing wonderful. I received some news, semi news, about my hand that has been giving me quite a bit of issues, like a lot of pain. Initially, when I went to my doctor, my specialist, it was a mixture of tendonitis and arthritis. Now, I noticed in the past couple of months, it has really gotten worse, like severely. I'm in really, really bad pain. I don't complain a lot about it, but when it does hurt, it makes me want to cry. But I couldn't take it anymore, and I went to see the doctor again. And we did an X-ray of both my hands, and only to find out that the severity of it is it's really bad. It's pretty bad. So what we decided to do in order to try to alleviate some of the stress of the hand and the pressure is for me to wear a splint. And I got that at the doctor's office. They have a physical therapy section in the same building on the same floor. So I went there, and to get the splint, you have to fit it onto your hand. It's like a rubber that they melt, like a hard plastic. So they had to do that. That cost me $200. It's gonna help. So, and maybe in the long run, I can actually still use it. I don't have to like throw it away or anything. I can actually use it in the future. So I have to wear that for a month. Then, if I'm still really in pain and I can't do much with my hand, I'll get a cortisone shot. If the cortisone shot does not work, which it does work, it always helps, but as he said, getting all these things done is just masking the issue. We're just fixing the symptoms, basically the symptoms. So my ultimate goal and final decision would be to have surgery. It's pretty bad because the x-rays I actually saw, and my in my wrist, bone is actually hitting bone. So there's really nothing there to soften it, to cushion it, nothing. So I have a month to see what happens. If I do get the shot, I've gotten the shot before, and they usually last me about 4 months, 5 months, maybe a little bit longer, but around that time. So if that doesn't work, then definitely surgery. Not looking forward to it, but I'm also not afraid. I just want to feel better. And I just thank God it's not my dominant hand, my right hand, it's my left hand. But I still do a lot with my hands. So I definitely need to use my left hand. So that's where we're at with that as far as what's happening with me right now. That's pretty much it. But I wanted to come to you today actually to talk about, just have a little chat about my very first trip abroad by myself, solo, flying solo, still young and flying solo. So yeah, I definitely want to talk a little bit about that. Eventually, I'll probably have some pictures to show you. It was an experience. Definitely was an experience. Let's see. I had surgery, lung surgery, the February of 2009. And I'm just going to give you a little backstory on that. I went away. I went to Jamaica. I came back. I think I was away for about 2 weeks. I came back and I was in the gym a lot. I was in the gym almost 7 days a week. So I was getting my exercise, staying active, staying, in shape. I came back from Jamaica and I was doing the gym. This particular morning, it was a Friday morning, I remember, and I noticed that I didn't feel well. So I said, it's probably like the flu coming on or something. I got up the morning, I still didn't feel really great. It was kind of worse than the flu, but I pushed through it. I said, I have to go to the gym. No, the gym was a few blocks from the job. So what I did was I got dressed, left my house early, took the bus in, went to the gym because they have showers and all that. Went to the gym, grab a shower, put on my work clothes, and then headed to work. I got to work and I think I got some sort of juice or smoothie or something to drink. I got in and sat at my desk and I was working. Didn't feel great, but I could work a little bit. Eventually, I realized that I felt like I had a fever, and it was during the winter time. So I grabbed my coat because it was a heavy wool coat. I grabbed my coat, and we had like a sofa right outside the door of our office. So we could sit, we could just take a break when we needed to from our computers, from our desk. So I went on the sofa and I lay down, and I had brought my jacket with me so I could cover up because I was really cold, shivering. So I laid there and I must have dozed off because the next thing I know, somebody was actually waking me to see if I was okay. I told them I was not feeling well and I'm not sure what it was. Maybe the flu. Just I was having flu-like symptoms. My boss came and he said to me, Rose, if you're not feeling well, you should go home. And I said, like I'm here already, yada, yada, yada. And I think the way I was feeling, I was afraid to actually go home by myself. I walked to the bus. Could have taken not an Uber, but a cab home. I don't think we had Uber back then. But I went to the bus, got on the bus, and I went home. I got worse and worse and worse. The Sunday morning, I got up. I was trying to get out of bed, and I couldn't. There was excruciating pain. My breathing was off. I couldn't breathe. I had to catch my breath to talk to you, to say 2 words. I wouldn't even be able to do this with you right now if I was in that situation. And I called my boss. I think I called him or sent him a message. I can't remember what I did. But he said to me, if you're not feeling well by tomorrow, don't come in, go see your doctor. And all my doctors are in the city. I live in Jersey, so everybody's in New York. It's so much easier for me because if I'm at work and I get sick, everybody's there. And I said to him, okay, no problem. I will see how I feel on Monday. If not, I'll definitely go to my doctor. Well, Monday rolls around and I'm not doing great. And I tell you, like, really not. I couldn't even eat. At first, I thought maybe it was my kidneys, like I had a kidney infection, because that's how it really felt. I asked my son to drive me to the city because there's no way I could get on the bus to go into the city. He being a new driver, I know he was a little bit scared because New York traffic can be intimidating. Taxi drivers are intimidating. And he mustered up all the courage. He drove while I was in the back seat, partially laying down just to get some comfort because I couldn't sit up. We got to my doctor's office and they saw me immediately as I walked in the room. He gave me one look and he said, "You're going to the hospital." I literally, when I told you I did not look good, I did not feel good, everything, he saw sickness written all over me. He had to call the ambulance, which came probably less than 5 minutes because his office wasn't far away from where the hospital was. So we got the ambulance to come get me. Came, got to the hospital, checked in, quick examination, like all the workup stuff, everything that they needed to do to check to see what was wrong. Only to find out that I had a collapsed lung. Now, people, don't ask me how it come about, how it happened, what happened. I can't tell you where it came from. The bottom line is, according to what they said after everything, doing everything to me, helping me, I picked up an infection, and I guess it's the infection that causes strep. I guess it got in my lungs. Now, how it decapitated everything and made my lungs collapse, I'm not sure, but that's what happened. So I literally had to have emergency surgery. There was no time to even dilly dally and think about, okay, no, let me call this one, or let me call that one. A decision had to be made, and I had to do it. So I did. I was in the hospital for about a week and a half, just about. I did all the breathing tests. I had to walk. I had to go upstairs, come downstairs, but I had to test my mobility before I could go home. I was walking with a cane for about, I want to say about 3 months, because I was out of the office for about 4 months, because I had to go to rehab. They had to get me back up and running. I talk about it now, and it sounds easy. It sounds like I'm over it, but I'm choking up on the inside. Now I'm getting very emotional. Tears are coming. But I almost died. I literally almost died. Thank God for my son. Thank God for the doctors that I had. Thank God for the boss. Thank God for my office and my coworkers. Thank God for them. I had a friend that actually brought me stuff because my son was with me at the time, so I needed things, and she knew about it. She heard about it. I forget, somebody called me. I can't remember who had called, but I couldn't even talk. And the doctor was there, I think, or my boss was there with me at the time, and they actually took the call. So they brought clothes. They brought like a nightgown, some slippers, underwear, toothbrush, little things that I would have needed, because I didn't know I was going to be in the hospital. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I wasn't sure what was going to go on. So, but thank God for everybody who came to my aid, and everybody who was there, who came to visit, or, sent messages via text or otherwise. I am thankful for that. Telling you all of that to get to my journey, my first journey abroad. And that surgery took place in February. So I was out of work for 4 months, like I said. So by the April, May, I was back in the office. That September, I said, I'm going to do this. Not only that, the guys in my office, the guys and gals, they were traveling a lot, because a part of our incentive was we do a certain thing twice a year, fundraising. And they do give us incentive to do these, to be out late at night, in the Broadway shows, helping the Broadway people, assist them with whatever they needed during these fundraising seasons. And a part of that was basically getting us vouchers for flights to travel wherever we wanted. I mean, it was up to us if they gave us an allotted amount for the voucher, and if it was over the voucher where you wanted to go. Let's say I wanted to go to Hong Kong, and it was like $1,000 and my voucher was $500. I had to put the extra $5. So they only covered for airfare. Everything else we had to cover. Spending money plus hotel, we had to do all of that on our own. But our voucher, we basically could use it to fly. So I got a voucher, and I decided that, everybody's doing this. I'm like, this is easy. I can do this. And after what I went through, I think I needed to, treat myself, I guess, celebrate my life, celebrate that I was still here, and just thankful. So I decided to do that. I actually had a little help planning. Well, not so much planning, but like what airline you flew with before, have you been here before? What did you do when you go? Where did you stay? Stuff like that. But doing all of that, I actually did my own homework. So even though they gave me suggestions, I still went and did my own homework to find where I wanted to stay and what I wanted to do, what airline I wanted to fly. Well, Virgin Atlantic, I think the name is, they had packages that went to go to London. And I said, you know what? I am going to go there. I wanted to go there for a long time, and I said, let me go there. So I went on their website. Like I said, they have vacation packages. So I went on their website to find, a package that would work for me. Hotel on air. That was affordable. That was reasonable within my budget. And I did find one. It cost me a little over $1,100, which I thought was great. For a week away, I thought that was really, really good. The airfare, and the hotel. I stayed in the Queen's Park Hotel. I think that was the name of it. And it was very cute. I got a single, and if anybody have ever been to Europe, you know that their rooms are small, especially if it's not a well-known, well-established hotel like the Mandarin or the Westin or one of those bigger hotels. You know that your space is kind of limited, especially for one person. It's going to be definitely small. So I was in a single, I guess, an ensuite, because you had a bathroom. Some of these places you have to actually exit the room to use the bathroom. Luckily, I had a bathroom in my room, so that was great. So yeah, booked my flight for London. This was September. No, I didn't even know if I was gonna be strong enough to go on this trip all alone. The flight time was about 6 hours. I was gonna be by myself, and I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. But needless to say, little Rosie planned her trip, and she went for her birthday. I planned it where I had dinner in the Eiffel Tower, and I saw Moulin Rouge. I went to Paris the night before my birthday, the day before my birthday, and spent my birthday there in Paris. I did the hop on, hop off bus, which is pretty easy. They're in every city, every big city that you go to, they're there, which was pretty easy. I liked that. It gave you a chance to, if you weren't ready to go to particular places, to certain places, it gave you a chance to go around on the bus, see what you wanted to see, and then you could actually go back like the next day or whenever you chose to go back to visit. The hop on, hop off bus is where you can actually get on. Like I said, if you see a location or an attraction that you want to get off, you can get off. The buses run almost like every, I want to say 20 minutes or so, or 15 minutes. So if you got off at that stop, went to whatever attraction you wanted to, you would go back to that very stop if you wanted to go in the same direction that you were heading, and get on, and then you can keep going. They're pretty fun. They're pretty good. They can be crowded, but they were definitely worth my time when I went. So yeah, so I did the hop on, hop off when I went to Paris, because I didn't have a lot of time. I just did an overnight, and the next day, before I caught the train back to London, I actually did the hop on, hop off bus ride, which was very nice. I did get off and walk a little bit on, I can't pronounce the name right, but that stretch of road or street that has all the shopping, the Ulysses or something like that is the name of it. That's where I actually I got off, and I walked around a bit there. I saw the Louis Vuitton store. I saw a couple of brand name stores on that shopping strip. Quite a number of stores are there, so yeah, it was pretty cool. Didn't buy anything. Didn't get anything. I did stop at the Galleria Mall, I think it's called, or Mall of the Galleria. It's a huge mall, and that's where I actually treated myself. Bought a perfume from that mall. I also bought a scarf for myself, and I bought a couple of gifts for my sisters from there as well. So I only spent a night in Paris. In London, I spent basically the rest of the time. I took a day trip out to Stonehenge and Bath. When I went to Bath on that trip, I met Jamie an Asian lady, young lady. Actually, I think people thought she and I actually came together on the trip, but she was also a solo person and I was a solo person. So, needless to say, we kind of hooked up. So we did the rest of the day. We toured the rest of the day together. We did exchange information towards the end where we could keep in touch. We did keep in touch for a while, but of course, you're not seeing the person. So yes, and you only met them like what, for a few hours one day. So eventually that kind of died down. Ever so often I think about her actually. I did have a picture that I took with her, and she's great. She was a nice girl. She I think she was in DC or Boston. I can't remember exactly where she said she was. She was working at the time, like, located. But she was great. We spent the day, traveling. Like I said, we did Stonehenge and Bath, and it was a great trip. We did also Windsor. Went to see Windsor Castle on that same trip. That's what same tour rather. Sorry, we went to Windsor Castle. The Queen was not there, so yes. Um, I did Buckingham Palace. Most of these things I'm doing by myself. The only time I was with someone was on that tour with when I mentioned Jamie. But everything else I did on my own. I did the London Eye, the London Bridge. Um, I went to see a musical. What did I see again? Oh my goodness. Why did I forget what I saw? Um, if I remember what I saw, I will put it in. If I have a photo of it, I'll put it in um, in my video. I'll show it in my video. But yeah, I did see a Broadway show. Well, not a Broadway. That's in West End. So yes, I did see a show there as well. It was a very nice trip. Actually, really, really was refreshing. I saw, like I said, I went to Buckingham Palace. I saw the changing of the guard. The Queen was not there again. I think she was away. Yeah, you could, when she's not there, that's when you could visit. And she was not there, but I didn't actually go in. It would have taken up most of my day because the line was very long. So I didn't go in, but other things I actually did. I made sure to eat fish and chips. I made sure that was one of the things that the Londoners love with beer. So I did that. Was one of my first meals there. So I did that. I rode in those taxis that looked, the long ago cars. I rode in one of those from the airport to my hotel. They were cute. How the doors open the other way, that kind of thing. Yeah. So yeah, my first trip outside of the country was London and Paris. I did enjoy it very, very much. That was after my big surgery, and I thought that I was going to die. Literally, like I was going to die. But no, it was fun, and that set the precedence for me wanting to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. So yeah, like I said, I was gone for a week. It was my birthday, and ever since that year, I try to plan a trip away for my birthday. And if I'm not away, I try to do something fun, either with by myself, or with people that lift me up, support me, and are there for me. That year was something. I remember the surgery so very well, and I remember how it all played out and how I felt. And, when I was in the hospital, I'm not going to lie, when I was in that hospital, this song came to me. Some of you may know it. It's by, I think it's Hezekiah Walker, and it's titled, He Favors Me, or He Favored Me. That is my go-to song now when feel like I'm in a rut, or feel like my world is crashing down, or just not myself. That's my go-to song, actually. I have a couple of others, but that's the one that stand out for me, because I think a higher being, a higher power actually reached down or reached out and saved me. I did think I was at the very, very bottom, like I was, I don't know, like I was in hell. Like I literally was in hell. The things that I saw And I wasn't dreaming, I wasn't asleep, but the things that I saw, it was not very pretty. So I know I had a guardian angel watching over me and looking out for me. So on that note of sharing my first ever trip away, which was extremely wonderful, I took the Eurostar, which was fast as heck, from London to Paris. I think I got there in less than 3 hours. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you literally you didn't even feel like you were running on tracks. It was like you were gliding, just gliding through the air. It was really, really great. So yeah, I did that. I did that on my own, and I planned my own itinerary. The only thing that I asked was, I asked of people, where they had stayed, what's a good area to be in, some of the things that, you should do. I did go to a couple of museums. I did do that. But I kind of more so wanted to see the place than anything else. It was something that I had dreamed of, thought of, and I got the chance to go, and so I actually did it. So yeah, one of my trips that I want to do is the south of France. I would love to do it with a girlfriend, with friends, great gal friends. I would love to do that, but if I have to do it by myself, I definitely will. I was planning to do that before COVID hit, and I had to cancel that. I had everything all planned out. I booked my hotels. My airfare was already booked. I booked my hotels. I was in the middle of actually planning my excursions, and yeah, didn't get to finish those. But I was planning my travel time because I was going to fly into Paris, and I was going to take the scenic route and take the train and head down to the south of France. But that's on my agenda. I've not forgotten it. Still have my notes, still have the hotels that I would love to stay. Maybe those might change. I'm not sure, because the pricing on them, they were really good, and I wanted to grab them and go with that. But if that changes, then, so be it. It's okay. But yeah, that's my plan. So that was my very first trip in 2009, September 2009, and my surgery was February 2009. Again, I thank God, I thank my family, and I thank my friends and my workplace, my work friends. I do appreciate them, and I could not have done it without them. And with the help and love of my son, I got through it, because he had to help me when I was home. He was there for me. He had to help me, help me a little bit to get out of bed. Although I had my cane, I still needed a little bit of help to muster up those muscles to get up. It was hard. It was really, really hard. I wanted to lose weight, and the weight that I lost, my God, I really looked sick. When somebody lose weight till they look sick, that's how I looked. But I ate and ate and ate all the good food. I ate all the oxtail. I ate all the stewed pork. I ate all the good stuff to get back my strength, and I gained back some weight. But yeah, I'm just thankful. I am thankful I'm here to sit here to tell you this story of when I took my first trip. Yeah, I didn't have those times. I wasn't looking to see if it was anything was, we were, racially divided then. I wasn't looking out for people to be friendly or unfriendly. One thing I did note was that I've always heard that the Parisians are never friendly to people from the US. And it's almost as if they look down on you if you do not try to speak their language, or, at least learn a word or two in French. I did know one or two words, and that was it. But besides that, I didn't think they were a friendly set of people. And Londoners were fine. I didn't think anything of it. I mean, but the people that I encountered or came in contact with, they were friendlier than when I was in Paris. Mind you, I only spent a day in Paris, so I couldn't say much about them. But yes, from what I noticed, especially from the hotel where I stayed, oh, forget about it. Oh, and that's another a little drama, a little joke for you there. So I get there, walk around a little bit, you know, get back to the hotel and decide, okay, it's time to start putting myself together to head out to dinner and stuff. So I'm getting ready. I head out because it was a tour, so I had to meet the tour at a certain point. No, I get ready. I had to take a cab to where the tour bus would have picked us up. Took a cab there, waited for the tour bus, went on my tour, my dinner, and the Eiffel Tower. After that, we took a ride on the Seine River. It was how we had a little boat tour with some music and all that. So we did all of that. And after that, we went to see Moulin Rouge. So we were there. Actually, met another couple from DC. Very sweet guy. He and his partner, I think they were married or they were engaged. And we watched Moulin Rouge together. We sat together. So everything got done around 12:01. So the bus had to take us back to our pickup points, or pick up, the closest pickup point to where we were. So I am on the bus, and it's at night. So yeah, little me didn't even know where the hell I was. Have to be trying to look at what you call it, landmarks to figure out where I was, or don't know the name of the streets because they're in French and there's no English writing and there's no nothing. So I'm like, okay, gotta figure this out. So I get off. They drop me off. I don't even know where the hell they dropped me off. Had on some heels, and I'm putting around in the heels, and the streets are they're funny. You could be going down one way and then it cuts off. So you literally have to go over one more block. It reminds me of Queens, being in Queens. I don't know if anybody ever driven in Queens or walked around in Queens, but it reminds me of Queens. So the road cuts off and you have to figure out, get your navigation going in your head to figure out where you were or where you had to go to pick it up. Okay, so I'm doing that, and I'm out there by myself because everybody's gone to bed. Everything's locked down. Everything's closed. And I'm walking around in the dark. Most of the streets are not very well lit. So yeah, I call it dark. And I'm walking around and I'm coming across people and I'm like, shit, I'm the only woman out here because these are guys walking around. I guess they're coming from, I don't know, a club, a bar, or whatever. And I'm walking. Eventually, I found my way. I eventually had to take off my shoes because it was giving my foot hell. So I had to take off my shoes, and I'm doing all this walking. So I took off my shoes. Got to the hotel. Finally found a hotel. The hotel was in darkness. Tried the door. The door is locked. Can't get in. And I'm like, what the hell? Luckily, there was a sign. Was there a sign, I think? Yeah. Sorry, there was a sign. And I had to ring the bell for for assistance. Now, they had a night person there, but apparently they also went to bed. It's not like you're up, when you're in the States, you literally have to be up at your post, because it's not like a 24-hour place that's open like that. So I'm ringing the bell, like I think I pulled the cord or pushed the buzzer or something. I'm ringing the bell. I can't see anybody coming in, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what have I gotten myself into? Anyway, finally, I see this guy walking towards the door because I could see there was a panel, front door to the hotel, and he walks up and, of course, little English, and I'm trying to say to him, well, I think I did tell him that I was going out, so somebody must have known that I was out. But anyway, he opens the door and I'm explaining. Well, he knew exactly. So anyway, he let me in. I go in and I'm like, the place is in complete darkness. Like it's your house, and it's like everything is locked. Front door is locked. Lights are off. Everything. So I took the elevator. It's a little elevator like a shaft. I think just one person can fit in that thing. Took the elevator up to my room. I think it was on the third floor or second floor. I can't remember. But anyway, I wasn't gonna walk. Took the elevator up, and I got to my room. took a shower, yada yada yada, and then I went to bed. But it was the most bizarre thing. I've never ever seen that. But I guess because it wasn't like a big, run hotel. I guess it was a mom and pop place, because where I was, shops surround me, whereas like a cafe across the street, there's a little lounge, a little bar. There's a cleaners. There's different little things. So it wasn't like out on the main where you could see, and maybe doors would have been open if you were. I was fretting my pants off that I was not going to be able to get back into this hotel. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how did I make this happen? I said, they know that I was going out. Why did they lock the door? I mean, I had all these things going through my head. But anyway, the night attendant, came and opened the door and let me in. So thank God for that, because I don't know what I would have done if I couldn't have gone back inside. But yeah, so needless to say, my little trip, my little escapade, it was fun. It was great. It was interesting. It was enlightening. I don't know how I mustered up the courage to do it by myself, but like I said, I saw everyone in my office, both male and female. They were doing it, and I'm like, okay, why can't I do that? I can do that. I definitely can do that. So, with the help of just asking, for certain, criterias of, what to look for, and it all depends on your taste and your interest. That's what is going to actually help you the most in figuring out, what you would want to do, what you like, and just take it from there. As far as the airline goes, I think now for me, I don't think I'd be gung ho on which airline, but more so the pricing of my ticket or the pricing of a package that I may find. So yeah, that's important. I've gone other places and I've said to myself, I'm not going to fly with any other airline. Like going to Dubai, I would not fly with anybody else but Emirates. And I did do that. So I did fly with Emirates. When I went to Bali, I didn't want to fly with anybody else but Singapore. And I went with Singapore Airlines. I think they're like the top of the top of the top one. They're one of them that's up there. So yeah, so certain places, yes, I would say, choose your airlines carefully. But also, if you're on a budget or whatever it is that you are planning, or just watch your pocket. But certain things I will not, like short myself on. I would definitely go all out for certain things. I treat myself when I go away. I splurge at least, either for dinner or for hotel. I do that at least once in all of my trips. I would do that for myself. Even if I go someplace, I go to a spa. Like Bali, I did the spa. That was amazing. That was awesome. So little things I'll treat myself. And doing that in Bali was not even expensive. It was well worth it. So yeah, I'm not going to say that there aren't, setbacks or just things that you should be, you should definitely be aware of, what you're doing, where you're going. Do your research. And I definitely did. London is a big city. So, of course, you'll have all kinds of recommendations. And a lot of people have friends and family that live there. So, of course, you will get, the good treatment, and they'll probably, help you to decide where you should go and where you shouldn't go. But for me, I didn't know anybody there. And one girl, actually did know one girl, and I tried to meet up with her, but it never actually happened. And she didn't live in London City. She lived outside. So it would have been a trek to probably get to her and for her to get to me. So we actually didn't meet. Hopefully, probably the next time I go, I will be able to. But I don't think I want to go to London. Like I said, I want to go to south of France, and that's where I would head. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I totally, ever since I've been doing it. So yeah, totally recommend it. I love you guys, and any questions? Thanks for watching. I would love to hear your feedback, get some questions, get some dialogue going between us. And yeah, I'll definitely post some pictures I do have a couple of pictures from that trip, so I'll definitely, plug some in for you. And any other information that I can find, I'll drop it in the description. Thank you. And of course, it's your beautiful Heart to Heart with Rosie. Thank you for watching. Bye.